Hello and welcome back to the Scottish Football Roundup. We'll bring you all the best action from the final weekend of the season in the William Hill Championship, League 1 and League 2. Coming up this week, the Championship relegation battle reaches its dramatic conclusion. Caley Thistle secure the League 1 title and a return to the Championship, while East Kilbride clinch League 2 silverware in their first season as an Spfl club. We kick off in Kirkcaldy on Friday evening, with Ross County knowing that anything other than a win would likely see them relegated to League 1.
I just feel a bit at the moment like Ross County just don't want to make a mistake, and just as I say that, they've given it away straight to Nseo, and that's well intercepted by Akil Wright. Chilvers, Randall. It's the decision there.
That's a let-off for County, I have to say. Nseo picks the wrong option, wrong execution.
It is Chilvers to send it in. Ray hesitates, and there is the goal Ross County were desperate for. Just as the nerves looked like they were settling in, a free kick swung into the box. It's planted home. Gallagher wins it. Vaughan returns. Cameron back to Vaughan. Lewis Vaughan darting down the side of the box. Back heel for Mullen. Fires it into the danger zone. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. Dennis Cameron had a half sniff in there of getting something on it, but it just flashes across. Dylan Easton. Stevenson's overlapping. It's Easton causing more bother again, shimming out of several challenges, and Carson has to rescue Ross County again from Dylan Easton. Incredible. He's clearly feeling confident. Here's Ryan Duncan, lines up the shot. Oh, brilliant strike, beaten away by Josh Ray. That was heading in, no question about it. Into the ball, and there it is. Innes Cameron plunges a dagger into Ross County hearts. That is a hammer blow for Ross County. It's massive for Airdrieonians, and the picture changes again as Ross County drop back to the bottom. Could get worse here as it's floated in. Cameron again, oh, inches away. And Ross County on the ropes.
No, they sure are again. Wonderful cross.
Mullen with another terrific delivery. Oh, and Hamilton has plunged the ball beyond the goalkeeper. And it's gone from bad to worse for the Staggies. They are heading for League 1 in almost the blink of an eye. An incredible collapse. It's Raith Rovers 2, Ross County 1. It's all Kirkcaldy voices you can hear now. Scott flashes it in. It's an excellent ball. Comes to the back post here. Chance for Cornelius. And Josh Ray is the man to repel Ross County again. It will surely spark some deep introspection up in Dingwall about how this has happened. James Scott not quite giving up the ghost yet. It's Carbon, but Ray's there. Oh, and Carbon's put it in. Now. It may be too little too late. They'll be keen to get on with this. They've drawn level. And James Scott has been good since coming on.
He has. He's looked bright down the left-hand side. That's a lovely finish.
And it breaks kindly for Cameron, and he's going to surge into the box here. Gallagher with a challenge, and the penalty is given, and that pretty much sums up Ross County's campaign. And the former Ross County player buries it, no celebrations, and it's confirmed. Back-to-back relegations for Ross County, from the Premiership to League 1. in just 2 seasons. It has been calamitous, almost from start to finish, and it's ending now with some ugly scenes as Akil Wright has to be separated. And now the red card has flashed the Ross County defender. It's farcical, it's ugly, and it has been a horrific campaign for the Staggies. And Stuart Kettlewell trying to get a hold of Akil Wright and calm him down and get him off this pitch. These Ross County players on off the pitch, and now Paul Hanlon is unhappy with something. You can understand they're worked up, but they've had 36 games to get themselves out of this position.
Morton and Airdrie each knew that a win at Capello would secure their championship safety. The home side would threaten first through Nathan Shaw, his shot blocked by Craig Ross. Airdrie would pile on the pressure from a corner kick. The delivery finding Jamie Barjonas, who was blocked on the line, with the Morton defence eventually able to clear the danger. After a tense first 45, the second period would spark into life in the 48th minute. Airdrie's Ewan Henderson bustling into the box and receiving a pass from Chris Mockery before slotting home and sending the wee Dublin end into raptures. Morton's quest for an equaliser would begin with a slick move in the Airdrie half. Shaw sliding captain Grant Gillespie into the Diamonds box, who flashed the ball across goal. Michael Garrity only able to find the side netting. A tangle of legs in the Morton midfield would be the catalyst for Airdrie's next attack. Mockery poking the ball to Henderson, who found support in Barjonas. The midfielder going for goal, with James Storer making a terrific stop. With roughly 30 minutes left to play, the Diamonds would find themselves in a tricky situation. Former Morton man Lewis Strapp with a lunging challenge on the halfway line. A red card shown by referee Nick Walsh. For Morton, their superior league position meant that a point would be enough to secure safety. Michael O'Halloran close to equalising, but the shot hitting the wrong side of the net. With the man advantage in their favour, Morton continued to push. O'Halloran feeding it wide to Cammy Ballantyne. He hung the ball up to the back post, and there was Curtis Main to knock it home and level the scores. 1-1 it finished, with Morton safe for another season, while Airdrie are consigned to a tense playoff campaign in the coming weeks. There was a warm reception for champions St Johnstone as they took to the pitch at Somerset Park for the final game in what has been an excellent league campaign. Saints would threaten first at Somerset, a curling corner kick finding Morgan Boys at the back post, David Mitchell scrambling the ball to safety. Free-flowing football has been the hallmark of Simo Valakari's side all season. The team from Perth with lovely play on 37 minutes in Ayrshire. Jason Holt and Stevie Mallon linking up, with the ball being pulled back for Kai Fotheringham, who grabbed the opening goal. Ayr United's hunt for an equaliser would continue into the second half. Jamie Murphy with a bustling run to lay on a chance for Ben Dempsey. The midfielder pulling his shot narrowly wide. Saints would go close to a spectacular second from a corner kick. The ball flicked away of defender Boys, who caught it flush, but sent it over the top. The honest men continued to plug away in search of an equaliser. Liam Dick heading down the left and picking out Anton Dowds. Good control from the striker, but the finish was wayward. While St Johnstone still sensed that they could add to their advantage. Sam Stanton with a brilliant pass to pick out Fotheringham. The midfielder denied his second by strong hands from Mitchell. With Ayr United piling on the pressure from a late corner kick, St Johnstone would defend their box and launch an attack of their own. Substitute Josh Fowler initially using his pace and finding Fotheringham. The midfielder with neat feet to return the ball to Fowler, with the Saints number 9 well closed out by Mitchell, with St Johnstone capping off the season with a 1-0 away win. Queen's Park have had a stellar second half to the Championship season. They travelled to Glasgow neighbours Partick Thistle with hopes of signing off with 3 points. Michael Ruth denied an early goal by a stunning Joshua Clark save. While the Jags are aiming to build momentum ahead of their upcoming playoff campaign, the home side almost leading in bizarre circumstances. Logan Chalmers' curled cross requiring sharp reflexes from Callum Ferry. The Jags continued to push and would eventually make the breakthrough. Aidan Fitzpatrick cutting in on his right and curling in a terrific cross. Tony Watt on hand to head home for a 25th minute lead. Thistle were hunting a second goal after the break. More neat play from Fitzpatrick here. His cutback flicked on by Alex Samuel, with Watt only able to find the side netting this time round. Queen's Park's quest for an equaliser would almost bear fruit shortly after. The Spiders doing well to work the ball out of a tight area, with Aidan Connolly hanging one up to the back post, the ball being knocked back across goal, with Roddy McGregor unable to capitalise in the 6-yard box. But the away team were building momentum and would get a chance to level things up just beyond the hour mark. Patrick Redding's mistimed challenge seeing referee Jamie Wilkie point to the spot. It was Ruth to take for Queen's Park, the striker biding his time before wrong-footing Clark for parity at Fort Hill. And the best chance to win the match late in the day would come the way of Queen's Park. Callum Smith with a brilliant run to find Connolly. The cutback just behind the run of the winger though, as the points were shared on the final day. This meeting was a dress rehearsal for next week's playoff quarter-finals, with third place still up for grabs. Josh Cooper was the first to test Arbroath keeper Jordan Pettigrew. After a pretty inconsequential first half, things would open up after the break. Cooper again involved for Dunfermline. His deflected effort leading to a shot from John Todd, which flew just wide of the goal. It was an energetic Dunfermline side which took to the pitch on the final day, with plenty of young talent aiming to impress. Keith Bray doing well to ride a challenge and go for goal. The shot not far away in the end. Arbroath would create a good chance through a long ball from Scott Stewart. Scott Robinson latching onto the end of it and being kept out by Dennis Mehmet on the angle. Stewart would pick up again and have a go himself, the shot drifting high and wide. Sharp pressing in midfield would bring about Arbroath's next advance. Ryan Dow with positive play to find Finlay Marshall. He got away from Alistair Davidson, but saw his shot well blocked by Kyle Benedictus. It was the away team pushing for the winner late on at East End. Midfielder Jacob McIntyre doing well to work space outside the box and let fly. His strike cannoning off the crossbar with no one able to find the net. 0-0 the final score, with Arbroath securing a third place finish. Ross County will be playing in William Hill League One after suffering back-to-back relegations. Morton secured their safety with a point against Airdrie, with the Diamonds set for the Championship playoffs. While champions St Johnstone finished on 77 points, with Partick Thistle, Arbroath and Dunfermline set to compete in the Premiership playoffs, with hopes of joining the Saints in the top tier. Now into League One, where the fate of the title was set to be decided on Helicopter Saturday. It was full steam ahead in the Highlands, with Cali taking just 3 minutes to open the scoring. Danny Devine firing home from a brilliantly taken corner kick. A bumper crowd of over 5,000 was in attendance for this one. The home side firing on all cylinders, with Alfie Babbage going close to making it 2-0. The home team were clearly up for the fight, and with the crowd on their side, they surged forward again on 26 minutes. Mitchell Robertson to Billy Mackay. 2-0 to Cali Thistle. It was a relentless attacking onslaught in the first half. Babbage getting another chance to grab his goal, this time turning just beyond the post. Things would continue in a similar vein after the break. Cali again flooding forward, Ross Millen with the strike, Josh Lane making the save. But Cali wouldn't have it all their own way. Aki's posing a threat from a late free kick. The away side launching the free kick into the box, with the ball flicked on for Kevin O'Hara, who tucked it home and reduced the arrears with 5 to play. For Aki's, only a win would see them avoid the relegation playoff. They pushed forward again in added time, with Ollie Shaw fouled in the Cali box. Penalty Aki's. It was Shaw to take the spot kick, but Ross Monroe guessed right and made the save as Cali took all 3 points, clinched the title and secured promotion to the championship. Only a win would give Stenhousemuir an outside shout of winning the title, but it was Montrose who threatened first. Taylor Sutherland's strike, well covered by Darren Jameson. A long throw-in would bring about Stenhousemuir's first pop at goal in Angus. Matty Aitken with the flick on, Ross Taylor with the acrobatic attempt. The Warriors would have their best chance of the first half just 3 minutes before the break. Montrose unable to clear a corner kick, and there was Mikey Anderson to fire Stenhousemuir in front. The Warriors would look to add to their lead early in the second half. Ollie White with good running to find Zeke Cameron. His shot was blocked on the line, with White closing in to tidy things up for 2-0 in the 58th minute. Montrose were looking for a moment of inspiration to turn the tide in their favour. It almost came from Terry Masson, who controlled well, but rattled the post with a strike. And with around 15 minutes to play, there would be a warm reception for Masson. The Montrose midfielder leaving the pitch for the final time as a Gable Endy, after an outstanding 16-year spell with the club, in which he had become its record appearance holder. Stenhousemuir would go close to a third before time. Ewan O'Reilly with an excellent run to pick out Dale Carrick, whose overhead kick went over as it ended 2-0. Both sides knew that the winner of this one would secure a third place finish in William Hill League One. It was Queen of the South who struck first at the Rex, Ben Johnston picking out Brennan Dickinson to head home the opening goal. And the Doonhamers would have a chance to make it 2-0 from a long free kick. Jamie Snedden's ball into the Alloa box, causing panic in the Wasps' defence, with the ball being sent high into the sky. Niall Rogerson closing in, but firing over the top. Queens kept themselves in the front foot throughout the first period in search of a second goal. An attempted clearance dropping to Xander McKenzie, who lifted one goalwards and hit the crossbar. And the Wasps would look to punish Queens for those near misses before the break. Callum Adamson sending Cammy O'Donnell in behind for a 1v1, Snedden standing firm between the posts. But Alloa would get in behind the Queen's defence again before the break. David Mackay's long ball finding Calvin Orsi, the attacker shrugging off Dickinson and Rogerson, before slotting home a minute before half-time. But Queens weren't happy with sharing the points and hunted down the lead once more after the break. Substitutes Kai Kennedy and Nicky Clark combining on 72 minutes, with Clark nodding in for 2-1. And that deadly combination would prove pivotal again for Queens 5 minutes before time. Kennedy weaving away from his marker and finding Clark. The striker finding his range and grabbing his second of the afternoon. Queen of the South's attacking prowess was on full display in a rampant second half, and they would flood forward again just 2 minutes later. Seb Mason with patience to find Liam Smith. The number 7 scoring the pick of the goals in Tasmania. Queens finishing in third and heading into the playoffs full of confidence. Kelty Hearts already know they'll be playing in William Hill League 2 next term. They had their first big chance at Balmoor. Murray Thomas with a deep cross to find Innes Murray, his header not far away. Good running from Craig McGuffey would bring about Peterhead's first opening. He found Andy McCarthy, who slipped in Cammy Smith, Kyle Gourley making a big save. It was a fairly end-to-end encounter at Balmoor. Kelty Hearts doing well to get in behind the Peterhead defence here, with Ross Cunningham inches away from grabbing the opening goal. The pursuit for an opener continued into the second half. A Kelty Hearts corner finding the head of Aaron Arnott, with Jack Newman making a sharp stop. Peterhead eventually able to scramble it behind. Kelty Hearts looked the likelier side to score in the second half, and the Maroon Machine would create a big chance with 3 minutes to go. Murray pulling one back for Lewis Moore. He took his time before tucking home for 1-0 late on. And with the season drawing to a close, the away team would commit bodies forward again in added time. Goalkeeper Newman having to come off his line to head clear, only for Aaron Pettifer to pick up and lob the keeper with the last kick of the game. Kelty Hearts signing off a disappointing campaign with a spirited away performance. Cove Rangers and East Fife were aiming to avoid the relegation playoff spot on the final day. East Fife's Sam Culbert picking out Mikey McKenna for an early headed effort. A misplaced Cove Rangers free kick would put the Toonsers' defence under pressure. Nathan Austin bustling through and going for goal, with Ballantymus making the stop. Cove Rangers would go close to a spectacular opener before the break. Lewis O'Donnell's outside of the boot strike flying narrowly wide of the goal. The search for the opener continued into the second half. A deep Cove Rangers cross going close to finding Adam Emsley, but the attacker unable to get a touch. Cove continued to ask questions of the East Fife defence, with the best chance of the game falling to O'Donnell. His strike well saved by Robbie Hemfrey, with Mitch Megginson firing over on the follow-up as it ended goalless at the Balmoral Stadium. Inverness Cally Thistle are William Hill League 1 champions following a dramatic final day win over Hamilton Accies. Stenhousemuir are set to compete in the championship playoffs along with Queen of the South, Alloa Athletic and Airdrieonians, while Hamilton Accies are set for the League 1 playoffs with Cove Rangers and East Fife safe after a 0-0 draw. And into League 2, where East Kilbride knew that avoiding defeat against Clyde would crown them as champions.
McCluskey flicks over mid by Campbell. Leach. Here goes Connor Young. Threads it through for Robertson. Here we go. John Robertson! Of course! 20th of the league season. Now here goes McCluskey looking to create an opportunity for himself early on. Flicks it through for Young. Young across goal. McCluskey has to get onto the end of it. Hogarth takes down McCluskey. Push it in, Young! However, the flag going against the Dunfermline Loney for his 13th goal of the season. Getting East Kilbride on the counter. Here goes Fagan. Navy and gold shirts bombing. Further up, still Fagan. Sean Fagan! Falls for Young! Can McCluskey Keep it in, he does. Young! Impeccable once again from Connor Young. Robertson, lovely feet work. Sam Campbell meets Robertson's ball and Fagan's volley! Just wide of goal. Here goes Fleming. A goal scoring opportunity here for Kyle Fleming! Oh my word! McGregor, brilliant from McCluckey. Leach! A lovely dig from Leach to get the fourth! Foster. Hamilton's header goes! A great block off the line from Liam Scullion. Fagan. Here's Foster. Here goes Lewis Dobie. Dobie across goal, Foster! Foster with the second attempt. Hamilton heads it back into the area. Fagan, what a finish from Sean Fagan! Number 5, gets number 5. Foster. Still Foster. Elliott! Great save from Hogarth. Redfern. Here goes Williamson. Scullion! A great stop from Hepburn. Coming on loan from Dunfermline as it's now Robbie Leach to pop up on the scoreboard. Connolly. Oh, it just hasn't been for Clyde this afternoon. And it is! The full-time whistle, which declares East Kilbride are League 2 champions.
Spartans headed to Fourth Bank knowing that a win was required for them to have an outside shout of pipping East Kilbride to the title. Their first big chance coming for Cammy Russell, whose shot stung the palms of Derek Gaston. But it would take until the second half for the breakthrough to come. Spartans goal machine Mark Stow working his magic on 51 minutes, curling home a fantastic opening goal. And the promotion hopefuls were on the attack again just 6 minutes later. Ethan Drysdale pulling it back for Stephen Lawless, whose first time finish made it 2-0 to Spartans. Stirling would hit back in an orthodox fashion just beyond the hour mark. Adam Brown's corner kick curling all the way into the net for 2-1. And having pulled one back, the momentum was with Stirling to go and grab an equaliser. The Beanos on the march again just minutes later, with Brown on hand to tuck home his second. The offside flag though raised as it remained 2-1 at Fourth Bank. But the Beanos were soon on the attack once again, with Russell McLean showing his class with an excellent turn on halfway. The towering striker charging towards goal and providing silky feet and a tidy finish to equalise. And Stirling were on the hunt for a winning goal before time. Midfielder Mackenzie Carse taking over for McLean and driving for goal, with the shot well saved by Adam Meek in the end. 2-2 the final score, with Spartans heading for the playoffs. Injuries and loss of form have made it a difficult few months for Edinburgh City, but they were back to their best in this encounter. 6 minutes gone when Innes Lawson found Divine Aseri Enrien to drive forward and slot home the opener. And the City striker would have a chance to double his tally shortly after. Aseri Enrien stripping away from the Dumbarton defence and going for goal. Brett Long with an important save. Dumbarton found themselves under the cosh in the early stages, and the Suns would find themselves with even more of an uphill task on 22 minutes. Kai Kirkpatrick sent off for a missed-time challenge on Innes Lawson. Lawson though would soon shrug off that knock and sprinkle a bit of stardust on proceedings at Meadowbank. The midfielder bursting into the Dumbarton half and going on a slaloming run, leaving the defence in his wake and doubling City's lead. It was an unrelenting onslaught from Edinburgh City, The Citizens going on to add a third goal on 27 minutes. Twin magic prevailing, with Dylan Williams setting up brother Cole for 3-0 at Meadowbank. Edinburgh City continued to expose gaps in the Dumbarton defence in this encounter. A probing pass from Jamie Walker giving Lawson another chance, with keeper Long doing well to narrow the angle. The Citizens would go on to create their next opening from the resulting corner kick. Captain Jason Jarvis seeing a stinging strike parried by Long. The home side picking up the pieces, with Dylan Williams squaring for a Seri Enrien to double his personal tally. Michael McIndoe's side would go in search of a fifth after the break. Captain Jarvis finding Malik Zaid just beyond the hour mark, with the midfielder working his magic and tucking away goal number 5. City continued to push for more goals in this one. A long-range strike, the next to trouble the Dumbarton goal. Dylan Williams letting fly, with Long on hand to make a flying save. 5-0 the final score, City with a boost ahead of the Pyramid playoff.
Now Edgar headers that down to Hughes. He pokes it through. Here is Finn Ekripon, plays it into the box, goes beyond Cleland, keeper gets a touch, and Ronan Hughes sends a shot wide. Now Reid sends that forward and reaches Ronan Hughes. He gets in behind Cameron. Ronan Hughes in the box. And he hits a shot at the near post, and the keeper, Ritchie, out to grab that one at the second attempt. Edgar just not close enough to get the rebound, but very decent effort by Ronan Hughes.
Yes.
He wasn't offside. Well, breaks through for Ryan Edgar. Ball out from the keeper. Ryan Edgar's there. And a decent save by Ritchie. Forward. And Dingwall is through. Dingwall's through and sends it straight into the welcoming arms of Max Curry. Lockhere's the substitute Hyde. I think we could have let that go, to be honest. Ross plays it in the middle. And what a save! Top save by Max Curry, denies Russell Dingwall. Here comes the free kick. Dolan jumps over it, and comes Ekripon. And it's on target. Gets the break of that. Plays it forward to Foster. Cleland back into Robbie Foster. And the keeper produces the save. Robbie Foster heads it at the keeper. Nice wee manufactured move there though. Cleland gets a touch. Here's Robbie Foster into that loose ball. Dean Cleland in the box. Can he get it across? Does get it across. Ekripon screws the header wide of the back post. Owen Cairns' family must be here today, Brian.
I think so.
Now Hester turns. Can he manufacture a chance? He gets it across to Sargent. Nice ball in. Sargent does take time to bring it under control, and he has the corner.
Great save again.
Stranraer need to stand firm here. It's played in.
What a save again.
That's a lovely save from Curry. Player drifted in from the left onto McKeever's free kick. Matty Gillis swings it away across the back of the box. Evan Dunn's there, lays it down. Ronan Hughes. It's
a goal!
And it's home.
Robbie Foster.
And Robbie Foster has finished it off.
Touched it on the line.
88th minute. The home defence argue with each other. Robbie Foster, 88 minutes, gives Stranraer the lead.
And Athletic hope to go out on a high at home to promotion chasers Forfar. The Galabankies with energetic play in the final third inside the opening 6 minutes. Charlie Maxwell finding Aidan Smith to put the hosts in front. And the home side would go forward again just 5 minutes later. Cammy Clark linking up with Smith wide on the left before drilling one into the area for Tommy Muir to finish. The offside flag curtailing the celebrations. Having come under early pressure, Forfar would impose themselves on the game from a corner. Jake Bilzanski rising highest in the box to plant a brilliant header into the bottom corner. Forfar were searching for the lead in the second half. The Loons attacking through Jamie Richardson down the right-hand side. His cross flashing into the Annan box, with Tyler Pasnick just unable to turn it home. Annan would go close to making it 2-1 from a corner. Paul Smith's cross being knocked goalwards, with striker Jake Sutherland making a crucial block on the line. And there would be one last chance for the home team. Aaron Smith's cross to the back post finding Joel Mbongo, who headed just wide as it ended 1-1 at Gallowbank. East Kilbride will be playing in League 1 next season after clinching the William Hill League 2 title with a 5-star performance against Clyde. Spartans joined Clyde, Forfar Athletic and Hamilton Accies in the League 1 playoffs, while Edinburgh City gained a boost ahead of their pyramid playoff clash with Brora Rangers, putting 5 past Dumbarton without reply. That's all for this week, and indeed for the season. Thank you for watching the Scottish Football Roundup. From all the team here at BBC Sports Scotland, it's goodbye for now. We'll see you again soon.